Morning students, today we're going to be reading a non-fiction book together. That means it's not a story, it's an information book. So this one is called Different Homes Around the World, and the author is Pamela Rushby. Now it doesn't have an illustrator because I think most of the pictures in the book are actually photographs. So let's have a look. Oh, interesting. So there doesn't seem to be an index or a contents page in this book. Maybe there's an index. Huh. No, I guess not. Okay. So, let's have a look, shall we? There are homes all around the world. Let's have a quick look at the different pictures here. So this is a home in Canada. There's a home in Spain. United States. Morocco. Africa. Egypt. Turkey, Norway, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Australia. Now, I feel like I should point out here, there's something weird with Morocco, Egypt, and Africa here, because Morocco and Egypt are countries in Africa. In fact, this whole thing is Africa. But yeah, this looks like a country just north of South Africa here. In fact, is it Zimbabwe? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. If you actually know what country would be around here, then you can let me know. Homes are places where people feel safe and where they eat, sleep, and live. So look, here is a family here. Now we can tell a few things from this picture, right? We can tell that they're probably living in Asia because they're using chopsticks. But I'm not sure what country it is. Many people live in homes just like this, but some homes are quite different. So this is actually the photo they were using for Australia before. So usually they build houses like this in countries where they don't have earthquakes all the time or tornadoes, right? Because otherwise they would just be torn down. And also, this kind of home would not be suitable for Hong Kong because of course there's so many people and so little space that if you just build houses with one floor, there's not going to be enough space for everyone to live. So here's a little girl here, and she says, "I live in an old house in Norway. The roof is covered with earth to keep in the warmth when it's cold outside." So yeah, a lot of the old houses in Norway, in Northern Europe, look like this. I think nowadays they build houses very similar to the ones you saw in Australia. But in the olden days they would build them like this. And they use a lot of wood. And here's a little boy. "My home in Australia is under the ground. It stays cool during the hot day and it is warm at night." Huh, so this is very interesting. It looks like the roof is made of stone. I don't think this is a normal house at all. I don't think most people live in houses that look like this. And this boy says, "I live in Africa. My home is made from branches and long grass stems. It is only used for sleeping." So I think lots of people in Africa also live in homes similar to the ones we saw on the last pages. But some people in the countryside still live in houses with grass roofs like this. And these roofs are what we say thatched, and that's where they're made out of grass. And this boy says, "I live in Egypt. My home is made from mud bricks. I sleep on the flat roof on hot nights." So you see a lot of these buildings actually have flat roofs like this. It doesn't rain much in Egypt, so you can actually sleep outside. This little girl says, "My home is Hong Kong. My home in Hong Kong is on the water. It is a houseboat." Now these are very famous. In Tai O, lots of people live in these little houseboats like this. But most people in Hong Kong live in, houses like yourself, like you guys live in. I live in Malaysia. My home is on stilts. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about this. maybe you guys know why they live in houses on stilts. What kind of reason do you think they would have for living on houses on stilts? Stilts are these little legs here. Why is the house not just down here on the ground? I live in Spain. My home is in the mountainside. Again, I think this is a very old house here. It's very interesting though. Would you like to live in a house in the mountainside? It looks like a cave where they just put a doorway in, doesn't it? This girl says, I live in Turkey. My home is in the side of a tall, thin hill. It is like a cave. Oh, it's very similar, right? Very similar style of housing here. That's interesting. My home in Canada is a caravan. It can be pulled by a car. Now, I think most people don't live in caravans all the time, but in Europe and America, people will drive around with these when they go on holiday. It's like having a hotel on the back of your car. And this girl says, I live in Morocco. My home can be packed up and then built again. Huh, interesting. So this house is just kind of like a tent, isn't it? And it looks like this family travel all around in North Africa, and they use a tent so they don't have to stop in one place. What is your home like? Interesting. There's another upside down story here, which oh, I can't read upside down, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is a very interesting book, isn't it? It's a storybook on one side and then a non-fiction book on the other side. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I hope you learned a little bit about different people's homes. I think there might be more videos on YouTube about different people's homes around the world though, which will have more information if you're interested in any of these particular kinds. If you guys have any interesting homes, then you can tell me about those as well. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.